My girlfriend posted, surprised him by painting his entire apartment pink while he was at work. Couple goals. It was a rental. Security deposit was $5,000. I commented, wow, what a surprise. Then I sent the landlord the video she'd posted as evidence of property damage. When the eviction notice and repair bill for $12,000 arrived, I, 29 male, got home from work on a Thursday around 6 p.m. and the smell hit me first. Paint. Strong, chemical, fresh paint smell. Opened my apartment door and literally froze. Everything was pink, not like an accent wall. Not, oh, she painted one room, the entire apartment. Living room walls, bubblegum pink. Kitchen, hot pink. Bedroom, some lighter shade of pink. Even the bathroom. She'd painted my rental apartment completely pink. Sienna, 27, was standing in the middle of the living room, paint-splattered overalls, biggest smile on her face. Surprise, do you love it? I spent all day doing this for us. It's so much more cheerful than that boring beige. I just stood there, mouth open, brain not processing. Babe, say something. Don't you love it? This is a rental, Sienna. I know, which is why I did it myself instead of asking them. Saved us so much money. No, I mean, we can't paint rental apartments without permission. She waved her hand. Oh, please, landlords don't care about stuff like that. It's just paint, makes the place look better anyway. I walked through the apartment. She'd done everything. Walls, trim, even painted over the light switches and outlet covers. Paint drips on the hardwood floors. Pink splatters on the kitchen cabinets. The bathroom mirror had pink streaks where she'd clearly gotten careless. Sienna, how much paint did you buy? Like 12 gallons. Good deal at the hardware store. They were having a sale. 12 gallons of pink paint on walls that were contractually required to remain neutral tones per lease agreement section 4.2, which I specifically remembered because Mr. Kowalski, my landlord, had highlighted it when I signed. Did you use primer? Primer? No. The guy at the store said it wasn't necessary. Of course not. She'd painted bright pink directly over beige. It would take at least 3 coats of primer and paint to cover this. Babe, you look stressed. This was supposed to make you happy. Don't you like it? Deep breath. We need to talk about this. There's nothing to talk about. I made our place beautiful. You should be thanking me. Our place. She'd moved in 6 months ago temporarily while she figured out her living situation. Still hadn't paid a single month of rent. But sure, our place. I pulled out my phone, checked Instagram, and there it was. She'd posted a video, walking through the apartment, showing off every pink wall. Caption, surprised him by painting his entire apartment pink while he was at work. Couple goals, surprise Reno pink perfection. 2,400 likes already. Comments full of heart emojis and relationship goals, and he's so lucky. I commented, wow, what a surprise. Then I screenshotted the video, downloaded it, and sent it to Mr. Kowalski with a message. Mr. Kowalski, I just got home and discovered my girlfriend painted the apartment without my knowledge or permission. I'm sending video evidence that shows the extent of the damage. I understand this violates the lease terms and I take full responsibility. Please advise on next steps. Hit send. Sienna was scrolling through comments on her phone, beaming. Everyone loves it. See, I told you it looks good. Sienna, I just sent that video to my landlord. She looked up. You what? I sent your video to my landlord as evidence of lease violation. Her face went from confused to angry in about 2 seconds. Why would you do that? Because you painted a rental apartment without permission. That's property damage. It's not damage. It's an improvement. Not legally, and not according to my lease. You're seriously going to get me in trouble over trying to do something nice? You're already in trouble. You damaged property that isn't yours. She threw her phone on the couch. I can't believe you. I spent all day doing this for US, and you're acting like I committed a crime. You did commit a crime. It's called property damage. Oh my God, you're being so dramatic. It's just paint. My phone rang. Mr. Kowalski. Brett, what the hell happened to my apartment? Sir, I just got home and found it like this. My girlfriend painted it without my knowledge. The entire apartment? Yes, sir. Do you have any idea what this is going to cost to fix? No, sir, but I understand I'm responsible under the lease terms. Long pause. Come to my office tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We need to discuss this. Yes, sir. Hung up. Sienna was staring at me. You just threw me under the bus to your landlord. You threw yourself under the bus when you posted it on social media. I was being cute. You were documenting property damage. She grabbed her purse. I'm staying at Jade's tonight. Maybe by tomorrow you'll realize how ungrateful you're being. She left. I sat in my pink apartment and looked at my lease. Security deposit, $5,000. Clause about unauthorized alterations, immediate lease termination with forfeiture of deposit plus cost of repairs. Yeah, I was screwed. Update 1. 3 days later, met with Mr. Kowalski Friday morning. He brought his property manager, Linda, and a contractor named Tom. They walked through the apartment taking photos and notes. Tom was shaking his head the whole time. In Mr. Kowalski's office after. Brett, I've been a landlord for 30 years. Never seen anything like this. I'm really sorry, sir. Tom, what's the damage? Tom pulled out his estimate. All walls need to be primed twice minimum, then 2 coats of neutral paint to cover this. That's 1,200 square feet of wall space. She got paint on the floors, the cabinets, the fixtures. Outlet covers are ruined, some baseboard damage where she was careless with the roller. He slid the paper across. Total estimate, $12,400. That includes labor, materials, and floor refinishing where she dripped. My stomach dropped. $12,000. Your security deposit covers $5,000, Mr. Kowalski said. You're liable for the remaining $7,400. I understand. And I'm terminating your lease effective 30 days from now. Expected that too. Yes, sir. However, he leaned back. Linda pulled the video your girlfriend posted. She's clearly stating she did this. She's showing her face. She's taking credit. If you want to pursue legal action against her for the damages, we'll support that with our documentation. I'll be filing in small claims court. Good. Send her the repair bill. If she doesn't pay, we'll testify on your behalf. Got the formal eviction notice and repair bill in writing. Walked back to my pink apartment. Sienna was there. She'd let herself in with the spare key I'd given her. So, what did he say? I handed her the papers. She read them. Color drained from her face. $12,000 for repairs. That's insane. Paint doesn't cost that much. Professional paint remediation does. Primer paint, labor, floor refinishing. I'm not paying this. Then I'll see you in small claims court. She laughed. Actually laughed. You're going to sue me? Your girlfriend? Ex-girlfriend, and yes. Over a paint job? Over $12,000 in property damage that you caused. I was trying to help. I didn't ask for help. I asked you not to touch anything without permission. I don't remember that conversation. It was the day you moved in. I specifically said this is a rental and we can't modify anything. Well, I thought you were being paranoid, and now you owe $12,000. She stood up. I'm not paying it. And good luck trying to make me. Already filed the paperwork. Court date is in 6 weeks. Her mouth dropped open. You already filed? This morning? After the meeting. You haven't even given me a chance to make this right. Make it right by paying the bill. I don't have $12,000. Then we'll set up a payment plan through the courts. She grabbed her stuff. You're a jerk. A complete jerk. I did something nice and you're suing me for it. You damaged property and refused to take responsibility. I can't believe I wasted 6 months on you. She slammed the door so hard a picture fell off the wall. I picked it up. Already had a crack in the frame from the impact. My phone started blowing up within an hour. Her friends, her mom, even her cousin I'd met once. Jade, can't believe we're suing Sienna over paint. Random number. This is Donna, Sienna's mother. What you're doing is financial abuse. I'm considering calling the police. Another random number. Hey, it's Trevor, Sienna's cousin. Pretty messed up what her doing, man. She was trying to surprise you. I replied to Donna only. Your daughter caused $12,000 in property damage to my rental apartment. If she doesn't pay for repairs, the landlord will sue me. I'm simply holding her accountable. She doesn't have that kind of money. You're trying to ruin her life. She should have thought about that before painting someone else's property. I'm hiring her a lawyer. You'll regret this. Great. Now I needed a lawyer too. Update 2. 5 weeks later. The entitlement levels reached new heights. First, Donna tried to get me arrested. Called the cops saying I was harassing and threatening her daughter. Officer showed up at my door Tuesday evening. Sir, we got a call about harassment. I showed him the court filing, the repair bill, Sienna's video that started everything. So, she painted your apartment pink and posted it online? Yes, officer. And now you're suing her for damages? Correct. He looked at the video again, started laughing, tried to stop himself. Sorry, it's just, that's really pink. It is. Ma'am, he said into his radio, this isn't harassment. This is a legitimate civil dispute. He has every right to file in small claims court. Could hear Donna yelling through his radio. Ma'am, if you continue to call with false reports, you'll be charged with misuse of emergency services. Have a good night. He left. I went back inside. Second, Sienna tried to claim I'd given her permission. Posted on her Instagram story, being sued by my ex for painting his apartment that he asked me to paint. He's trying to get out of paying me for my labor. This is what abusive men do. Her followers ate it up, started getting DMs calling me an abuser, a manipulator, a deadbeat. I posted her original video with timestamp, added caption. Evidence speaks for itself. She surprised me with this. I came home to find it done without my knowledge or permission, now claiming I asked her to do it. Court will decide. Some of her followers actually switched sides after seeing the original video, but plenty doubled down defending her. Third, and this was my favorite, her lawyer tried to argue that I owed her money. Got a letter from Patterson and Associates, which I looked up. It was Donna's divorce lawyer friend doing a favor. The letter claimed, 1. I had verbally agreed to the painting. 2. Sienna had spent $847 on supplies. 3. Her labor was worth $25 an hour for 8 hours of work. 4. I owed her $1,047 for improvements to my apartment. I actually laughed out loud. My lawyer cost me $800 for consultation and court prep, sent back a response. Your client's social media post clearly states this was a surprise, contradicting claims of verbal agreement. Paint is not an improvement when applied to rental property without landlord permission. It's damage. Client provided video evidence showing she took sole credit for this act. See you in court. Fourth entitlement. Sienna emptied my apartment while I was at work. Came home Thursday to find half my stuff gone. TV, my gaming setup, kitchen appliances, even my bed frame. Left me a note, taking what I'm owed since you won't pay me. That one I did call the cops for. Actual theft. Filed police report. Officer took statement and photos of the empty apartment. Do you have proof she took these items? Her note admitting it. Plus my neighbor has a doorbell camera that faces my entrance. My neighbor, Mrs. Chen? Wait, I can't use Chen. My neighbor, Mrs. Gutierrez, pulled her doorbell footage. Clear video of Sienna and Jade loading my stuff into a U-Haul. We'll contact her about returning the property, the officer said. Sienna's response via text, those were gifts. I'm just taking back what I gave you. My response, the TV was purchased with my credit card in February. I have the receipt. The PS5 was a birthday gift from my parents with card that proves it. The bed frame was mine before you moved in. Return everything by tomorrow or I'm adding theft charges to the small claims filing. She returned most of it, except the TV. Already sold it, she claimed. Added the TV value, $1,200, to my small claims demand. Court date was tomorrow. Update 3, final resolution. Small claims court was surreal. Judge Henderson, older guy, probably seen everything. Read through the filings before we started. So, Miss Walsh, you painted Mr. Morrison's rental apartment pink? Sienna, dressed up nice, with Donna sitting behind her. Your Honor, I was trying to improve our living space. Brett had mentioned wanting to update the apartment, and I took initiative. Judge looked at me. Did you ask her to paint the apartment? No, Your Honor. I came home from work and found it already done. Her social media post, which is in evidence, clearly shows she did this as a surprise. Judge pulled up the video on his tablet, watched it, his eyebrows went up. Miss Walsh, in this video you say surprised him while he was at work. That doesn't sound like he asked you to do this. I meant surprised him by doing it so fast. He'd been talking about it for weeks. Mr. Morrison, had you been discussing painting the apartment? Never, Your Honor. I specifically told her when she moved in that we couldn't modify the apartment because it's a rental. Donna stood up. Your Honor, my daughter. Ma'am, sit down. You're not a party to this case. Donna sat. Judge looked at the repair estimate. Miss Walsh, did you get permission from the landlord before painting? I didn't think I needed to. It's just paint. It's property damage. Did you use primer? No. So you painted bright pink directly over beige walls? Yes. And you got paint on the floors, cabinets, and fixtures? She shifted. There were some accidents. Your Honor, I said, I have the contractor's full damage assessment if you need details. Already reviewed it. Miss Walsh, the contractor estimates $12,400 to restore the apartment to its original condition. Mr. Morrison's security deposit of $5,000 was forfeited, leaving a balance of $7,400. Additionally, he's claiming $1,200 for a television you took from his apartment. Those items were gifts. I pulled out receipts. Your Honor, I have the credit card statement showing I purchased the TV in February, 2 months before Miss Walsh moved in. Judge reviewed it. Miss Walsh, do you have any evidence these were gifts? He was my boyfriend. Couples share things. That's not evidence. Mr. Morrison, you also filed a police report for theft? Yes, Your Honor. Officer's report is in the evidence file. My neighbor's doorbell camera captured Miss Walsh removing items from my apartment. Judge looked at the footage summary, shook his head. Miss Walsh, here's my ruling. You caused property damage to a rental unit, documented it on social media, and then removed property from Mr. Morrison's apartment without permission. The evidence is overwhelming. But I'm ordering you to pay Mr. Morrison $8,600. That's $7,400 for the remaining repair costs, plus $1,200 for the television. You have 30 days to pay in full, or we can arrange a payment plan of $350 monthly for 24 months. Sienna's face went white. I don't have that kind of money. Then you'll need to arrange the payment plan. Additionally, I'm ordering you to return any remaining items taken from Mr. Morrison's apartment within 48 hours, or face contempt charges. Finally, I'm issuing a no-contact order. Miss Walsh, you are not to contact Mr. Morrison directly or through third parties. All communications regarding payment must go through the court. Donna stood up again. This is ridiculous. She's a young woman trying to make her boyfriend happy. Ma'am, one more outburst and I'll hold you in contempt. Your daughter damaged property, refused responsibility, then stole items in retaliation. She's lucky he didn't press criminal charges. We're done here. Outside the courthouse, Donna was waiting. This isn't over. We're appealing. Small claims decisions are final, I said. No appeals. Then we'll sue you for emotional distress. Your daughter just got a judgment against her and a no-contact order. I'd be very careful about your next move. Sienna was crying in Donna's car. I could see her through the window, felt a tiny bit bad. For about 5 seconds. Then I remembered coming home to my apartment painted completely pink and the feeling disappeared. Got a payment plan notice from the court 2 weeks later. Sienna had opted for monthly payments, $350 a month for 24 months. Whether she actually pays? We'll see. I can garnish her wages if she doesn't, according to my lawyer. The apartment situation resolved weirdly okay. Mr. Kowalski's contractor finished repairs in 3 weeks. Since I cooperated fully and provided evidence for potential legal action against Sienna, Mr. Vac Kowalski only charged me $4,200 of the remaining $7,400. He ate the other $3,200 as goodwill for being a decent tenant who handled a bad situation appropriately. Still sucked losing my security deposit and paying additional money, but it could have been worse. Found a new apartment across town, smaller, more expensive, but it's mine alone. Learned my lesson about letting people move in temporarily. Sienna's Instagram went private after the court ruling. Heard through mutual friends, she's telling people I trapped her with the lawsuit and that she's the real victim. Some people believe her. Most people saw the original video and know better. Jade stopped talking to me completely. Fine by me. Donna sent one final text from a number I didn't have blocked. You ruined my daughter's credit and her life over paint. I hope you're proud of yourself. I replied, your daughter ruined her own credit by damaging property and refusing to take responsibility. I hope she learns from this. Blocked that number too. 3 months later, I got notice that Sienna had missed 2 payments. Filed for wage garnishment. Her employer now deducts $350 from her paycheck automatically and sends it to the court, who forwards it to me. She tried to fight the garnishment. Judge denied her request. The entitlement never really ended, just got legally contained. Last week, I finally got the first check from the court. $350. taped it to my fridge as a reminder, not a reminder to be vindictive or petty, a reminder that actions have consequences, that documentation matters, that standing up for yourself isn't cruel, it's necessary. Also a reminder to never ever date someone who thinks painting a rental apartment pink without permission is a good surprise. Currently talking to someone new. First date went well. When she asked why my last relationship ended, I showed her the video. She laughed until she cried. Please tell me you sued her. I did. Good, that's the most insane thing I've ever seen. Third date is tomorrow. We're going to the paint store to pick out colors for the accent wall in her house, that she owns, with permission. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting people face the natural consequences of their terrible decisions, and finding someone who understands that surprise home renovations require permission, not just enthusiasm and 12 gallons of pink paint. She texted, I catfished your sister pretending to be you to find out if she talks trash about me. She does, B2W. I responded, creative. Then I showed my entire family the evidence, screenshots of her fake profile trying to create drama. When my sister's lawyer sent her a cease and desist for identity theft and defamation. Original post I, 31 male, was sitting at my desk, working on quarterly reports when my phone buzzed. Text from my girlfriend Natalie, 29. We'd been together for about 18 months, living together for 6. The message read, so I have something to confess. I made a fake profile pretending to be you and messaged your sister to see what she really thinks about me. Spoiler alert, she talks mad trash about me behind your back. Screenshots attached if you want proof of what your precious family really thinks. I stared at my phone for a solid minute. Read it 3 times to make sure I was understanding correctly. My girlfriend had impersonated me online to manipulate my sister into revealing private thoughts. 7 screenshots followed. Messages between me and my sister Brooke. The fake me asking leading questions about Natalie. Brooke's responses were honest. Not cruel, but definitely critical. Stuff like she's controlling and I don't think she's good for you and she isolates you from everyone. I typed back one word, creative. Then I started screenshotting everything. Her confession, the fake conversations, all of it. Opened Facebook on my laptop. Sure enough, there was a profile with my name, my photos, stolen from my actual profile, created 3 weeks ago. Already had friend requests accepted from several family members. I leaned back in my chair, processing. This wasn't just weird or invasive. This was legitimately insane behavior. And illegal, technically. 20 minutes later, another text from Natalie. That's all you have to say? Your sister is poisoning everyone against me, and you say creative? You committed identity theft to manipulate my family members. Yeah, creative is the word. Her, I did it for us, to show you how two-faced they are. You did it because you're paranoid and controlling. Brooke was right. Are you seriously taking her side after what she said? I'm taking the side of not committing fraud to spy on my family. We're done. You're not seriously breaking up with me over this. Watch me. I immediately called my sister. Hey Brooke, quick question. Have I been messaging you lately about Natalie? Yeah, actually, you were being weird about it. Why? That wasn't me. Natalie made a fake profile. Silence. Then are you kidding me right now? Nope, she just confessed, sending you screenshots now. What followed was an explosion of family group chat activity that I'll summarize as, everyone was pissed. Update 1. So after I exposed Natalie's catfishing scheme to my family, things escalated exactly as you'd expect. Within an hour, my mom, dad, Brooke, and my other sister Emma, 26, were all blowing up my phone. Not at me, at the situation. Brooke was particularly furious. She pretended to be you? She tricked me into private conversations? That's so violating. My mom was ready for war. That girl is psychotic. Change your locks, today. Dad, ever practical. This might be illegal. Document everything. Here's where it gets interesting. Brooke's husband Tom is a lawyer, not criminal law, corporate stuff, but he knew enough to be concerned. He called me directly. Hey man, this is actually serious. She committed identity theft, possibly fraud, definitely defamation if she's spreading those private conversations around. Has she done anything else? That got me thinking. I went through our shared laptop that I paid for, too. Found she was logged into her email. I know, invasion of privacy, but she'd just admitted to impersonating me, so I figured turnabout was fair play. What I found was worse than expected. She hadn't just catfished Brooke. She had fake conversations with Emma, my cousin Janet, and 3 of my friends, all using my identity, all trying to get dirt on herself. It was like she was building a case file of everyone who didn't worship her. But the real kicker? An email draft to my boss. As me. Complaining about workplace stress and asking about mental health leave. Dated yesterday. She hadn't sent it yet, but it was there. Ready to go. I screenshot everything. That evening, she came home acting like nothing happened. Walked in with takeout from my favorite place, all smiles. Hey babe, got your favorite? Figured we should talk about earlier. I know I messed up, but... Natalie, you need to leave. Her face changed instantly. Excuse me? You heard me. Pack your stuff and get out. You can't kick me out. I live here. I have rights. Your name isn't on the lease. You're a month-to-month guest at best, and you just admitted to multiple counts of identity theft. She went from sweet to venomous in seconds. You'd really throw away our relationship over one mistake? One mistake? You catfished my entire family. You were drafting emails to my boss, as me. This isn't one mistake. It's a pattern of insane behavior. I was trying to protect us. From what? My family having private opinions? Everyone's allowed to have thoughts, Natalie. What they're not allowed to do is steal identities to spy on those thoughts. She started crying. But not sad crying, angry crying. Your family has always hated me. They've been trying to break us up from day one. No, they've been concerned about red flags like this, and you just proved them right in the most spectacular way possible. She grabbed her phone and started texting furiously. Fine, but I'm not leaving tonight. I have tenant rights. You need to give me 30 days notice. Actually, I said, pulling up my phone, according to the lease agreement you signed as an extended guest, I can revoke your stay with 72 hours notice if you engage in illegal activity or endanger the welfare of other residents. Identity theft counts. She stared at me. You planned this. No, Natalie. You planned this when you decided to catfish my family. I'm just better at reading contracts than you are at covering your tracks. Her phone started ringing. Her mom. She answered on speaker. Mom, he's kicking me out over nothing. What do you mean nothing? Her mom's voice crackled through. I just made a fake profile to see what his family really thought. You what? Her mom's voice went up 3 octaves. Natalie Marie, that's illegal. What is wrong with you? Even her own mom wasn't on her side. Beautiful. Natalie hung up on her and turned back to me. This is ridiculous. I'll stay with Megan tonight, but we're not done talking about this. We're definitely done. You have 72 hours to get your stuff out. I'll be changing the locks Monday morning. She grabbed an overnight bag, throwing things in randomly while muttering under her breath. Words like ungrateful and controlling and psycho family floated around. Before she left, she turned at the door. You're going to regret this. Your family just manipulated you into ruining the best thing in your life. No, I said calmly. You manipulated yourself out of a relationship by being absolutely unhinged. Goodbye, Natalie. She slammed the door. I immediately installed a doorstop security bar I'd bought on my lunch break. Wasn't taking any chances. 10 minutes later, my phone exploded with texts from her friends. Apparently, she was spinning it as me being abusive and controlling, that I was choosing my toxic family over her. Time to play offense. Update 2. The next morning, Saturday, I woke up to 23 text messages, 8 missed calls, and multiple social media notifications. Natalie had gone full scorched earth overnight. First, the social media assault. She'd posted on Facebook, Instagram, and apparently TikTok, according to my cousin, about how I was emotionally abusive and had thrown her into the streets because she caught my family talking badly about her. No mention of the fake profiles, identity theft, or attempted email to my boss. Funny how that works. Her friends were eating it up. Comments ranged from, "Men are trash," to "Sue him for illegal eviction," to "You deserve so much better, queen." But here's where Natalie messed up. She forgot that we had mutual friends who knew both sides. My buddy Derek commented, "Didn't you tell me last week you were thinking about checking his sister's messages somehow?" Natalie deleted his comment within minutes, but I'd already screenshot it. Time for phase 2 of my response. I created a simple Google Drive folder with everything. Her original confession text, screenshots of all the fake profiles, the catfish conversations with my family, the draft email to my boss, Derek's deleted comment, the lease agreement showing she was a guest, not a tenant. I shared it with selective people. My family, close friends, and most importantly, Tom, Brooke's lawyer husband. Tom called me within an hour. Okay, this is worse than I thought. The fake email to your boss could be considered attempted fraud and definitely defamation. The identity theft is a federal crime technically. Brooke wants to pursue this legally. Really? She's furious. Someone violated her trust, used her private thoughts against her, and tried to destroy her relationship with you. She wants consequences. While I was on the phone with Tom, Natalie showed up at the apartment with 3 friends and her brother Rick. I watched them through the doorbell camera as they pounded on the door. "Open up, I need my stuff now," Natalie yelled. I texted her, "You have until Monday morning as already discussed. Please leave or I'll call the police for trespassing." Rick yelled through the door, "You can't keep her stuff hostage. That's theft." I called the police non-emergency line and explained the situation. They sent 2 officers who arrived within 15 minutes. I showed them the documentation through the cracked door, security bars still in place. The female officer looked through everything and nodded. "Ma'am," she said to Natalie, "he's given you 72 hours notice as required by your guest agreement. You need to leave and return at the agreed time." "But he's keeping my property," Natalie protested. "He's allowing you to retrieve it Monday. That's reasonable. If you don't leave now, we'll have to cite you for trespassing." Rick tried to get aggressive. "This is bullsh, sir," the male officer interrupted. "I suggest you escort your sister away from the property, now." They left, but not before Natalie screamed, "You're going to pay for this." The officers gave me their cards and advised me to document any further contact as potential harassment. Sunday was relatively quiet until evening. That's when Natalie made her biggest mistake. She created another fake profile, this time pretending to be my sister Brooke. Started messaging my friends, saying horrible things about me. Stuff like, I had a drinking problem, that I'd borrowed money and never paid it back, that she was worried about my mental health. One problem, she messaged my friend Alex, who was literally sitting next to me watching the game when the messages came through. Dude?" Alex showed me his phone. "Your sister is messaging me some weird stuff about you." I looked at the messages. The account was created that day. Profile picture was pulled from Brooke's Instagram. "That's not Brooke," I said, texting my sister immediately. Brooke confirmed she hadn't messaged anyone. We now had proof Natalie was still creating fake profiles, still committing identity theft, but now she was actively defaming both me and my sister. Tom was notified immediately. His response, "She just made this so much worse for herself." Monday morning arrived. I'd taken the day off work, changed the locks at 8 a.m. sharp with a locksmith present as a witness. At 10 a.m., Natalie showed up with a full moving truck and 6 people. I had 3 friends with me, including Derek, who was filming everything. I stood in the doorway. "You can take your clothes, your personal items, your laptop, and anything you can prove you purchased. Nothing else." "I purchased half of everything," she screamed. "Really? Show me receipts." She couldn't, because she hadn't. I'd paid for almost everything in the apartment. The few things she had bought, some kitchen gadgets, a throw pillow, her PlayStation, I'd already boxed up and placed by the door. Her brother Rick tried to push past me to get to the TV. "She uses this TV, so it's half hers." "No," I said firmly, Derek still filming. "I bought that TV 6 months before she moved in. I have the receipt." It took 2 hours of her trying to claim ownership of everything from my coffee maker to my couch, but eventually she only left with what was actually hers, which filled maybe half the moving truck she'd rented. As she was leaving, she hissed at me. "This isn't over. I'm gonna make your life hell." "Natalie," I said calmly, "you've been committing identity theft. You've been defaming my family. You tried to contact my employer fraudulently. If anyone's life is about to become hell, it's yours." Tuesday morning, Tom sent the cease and desist letter. It was beautiful. 3 pages of legal language essentially saying, stop impersonating the family members, stop defaming them, stop all contact, or face criminal and civil charges. It was sent to her apartment, her work, and her parents' house, where she was now staying according to mutual friends. Wednesday, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Natalie's mom. "Please," she said, "please don't let them prosecute her. She's young and stupid and in love." "She's 29, I replied. "She's old enough to know that identity theft is a crime. She's getting help. I'm making her see a therapist. That's great, she needs it. But it doesn't undo what she did. What will it take to make this go away? She needs to delete all fake profiles, stop all contact with me and my family, post a public admission and apology for the lies she spread about me, and sign an agreement to never contact any of us again. I'll make sure she does it." By Thursday, Natalie had posted a vague apology. "I let my emotions get the best of me in my recent breakup. I said things that weren't true, and I apologized to anyone who was affected. Not exactly what I wanted, but Tom said it was enough of an admission to use against her if she tried anything else." Final update. It's been 3 months since the catfishing incident, and I finally have closure to share. About 2 weeks after the cease and desist letter, Natalie apparently couldn't help herself. She created yet another fake profile, this time pretending to be a potential employer, and reached out to my sister Brooke, who's a graphic designer, about a job opportunity. The plan, apparently, was to waste Brooke's time, get her hopes up, then ghost her. Except Brooke was suspicious from the start. The company had no real web presence, the email came from a Gmail account, and the writing style was familiar. She played along just long enough to gather evidence, including getting them to send a contract that had metadata showing it was created on Natalie's computer. That was the last straw. Tom filed a police report for criminal harassment and identity theft. The police took it seriously, especially with the mountain of evidence we'd compiled. Natalie was arrested at her parents' house. Her mom called me crying, begging me to drop the charges. I reminded her that it wasn't up to me. Brooke was the victim here, and she was done. The case moved forward. Natalie was charged with identity theft, cyberstalking, and harassment. She tried to play victim in court, claiming she was heartbroken and not thinking clearly, but the judge wasn't buying it. The sheer volume of fake profiles, the calculated nature of the schemes, and the fact that she continued after receiving a cease and desist letter showed a pattern of malicious behavior. She pled guilty to avoid jail time but got 2 years probation, 200 hours of community service, mandatory therapy, a restraining order preventing her from contacting me, my family, or creating any fake profiles, $5,000 in restitution to Brooke for legal fees and emotional distress. But here's the best part. Remember that email draft to my boss? Well, my company's IT department did an audit after I reported it, and they found she'd tried to access my work email from our shared laptop. She'd failed. 2-factor authentication for the win, but the attempts were logged. My company pressed charges for attempted unauthorized access to their systems. That's a federal offense. She ended up pleading that down too. But it added another year of probation and killed any chance of her getting a job in her field, marketing, because she now has a record for cybercrimes. Last I heard through the grapevine, she's working retail while living with her parents. Her friend group imploded when the court documents became public record. Her mom made her delete all social media as a condition of living at home. She's been telling people I ruined her life over a prank. Meanwhile, my life has significantly improved. Brooke and I are closer than ever, bonding over shared trauma, I guess. I got a promotion at work, partly because my boss was impressed with how I handled the security threat. I'm dating someone new, Amy, who thinks the whole story is wild, but appreciates that I have clear boundaries. My family has adopted "Don't Pull a Natalie" as shorthand for doing something insanely stupid. The funny thing is, if Natalie had just accepted that Brooke didn't like her and either worked to improve that relationship or accepted it wouldn't happen, none of this would have occurred. Instead, she committed multiple crimes trying to prove, what? That my sister had opinions? That family members don't always love their siblings' partners? She fabricated evidence of people disliking her, then made it a self-fulfilling prophecy by being absolutely unhinged. To anyone dealing with a similar situation, Document everything. Don't engage with crazy, just protect yourself legally. And trust your family when they say someone gives them bad vibes. They might be onto something. Oh, and Natalie, if you're reading this, which would violate your restraining order BTW, you didn't lose everything because my family talked about you. You lost everything because you committed crimes. Multiple crimes. Repeatedly. Even after being warned to stop. That's not love. That's not protection. That's criminal behavior. And yeah, creative was definitely the right word for it. Creatively deranged.